All right, family. Black Power. Black Power is the truth hour with General Sarah Soon said he kicked back. Get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. That's right, family. Is going down Saturday, May 13th. The legacy of the Holy Mother of Civilization, the Mother's Day edition. We dropping down a powerful presentation looking at deeply the holy legacy of the Mother of Civilization. You see, to look deep into the greatness of the Holy Black Mother. You see what I'm saying? And deal with her achievements on a scale that have been overlooked by almost all history books. You see, been overlooked, flat out, you understand, left out the book. You see? And so we have to bring these facts to bring balance where there is no balance. You see, you can talk about the man all day, but where is the history of the Holy Mother? Where is it? We don't find it. You see, and when and it's hidden, it's veiled. You see, it's been veiled, and so we're gonna pull back the veil on that day. You see, and we're gonna lay out some of the most astounding information that have ever been recovered in the legacy. You see, in the legacy. So I want y'all to be in the house. You're in the house. Nobody can do it better, guarantee you. You see what I'm saying? Nobody can do it better. And so if you looking for an astounding presentation on that topic, then that's the day you should be in the house. And that's right. Ring the alarm, KingSeti.com online marketplace. That's right. I see you in there, Ray. Thank you, brother. Official. We talking about KingSeti.com online marketplace. Let me get my there it is right there. You know what? And let me drop that too. I mean, let me go and drop that too. You see? And so, family, when you go over to ticketleap.com, you should most definitely, look at the lineup because we got a hell of a lineup in there. You got lectures that's already in queue. You see what I'm saying? So you just check for all the lectures that's in queue. You can get your ticket ahead of time. Most definitely. General said he keep it leaping on Ticket Leap with the prophetic, energetic lectures that's waking black people up out their sleep. You feel me? Leaping on Ticket Leap. And so after the legacy of the Holy Mother of Civilization, we got the sacred black art of alchemy, the divinity of blackness in language, codified in language. And so we bringing them black to black with nothing but nothing but the fire of the ancestors. That's right, bringing nothing but the fire of the ancestors. You see. And so get on over there to Ticket Leap. Ring the alarm, KingSeti.com, online marketplace, official General Sarah Soon Seti DVD lectures. We got the t-shirts, we got the tank tops, we got them for the kings and the queens. Get on over there and get your summer wear, get your Seti wear together, you feel me? We got them on deck. We got about 30 new t-shirts on deck. When you get over to kingseti.com, all you have to do is go to new, and you will see all the new lineup that we got on deck. You feel me? And check out everything else. We got the African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies, home decor, accessories for every room in the house. Pull the fire alarm, generalseti.com, SETI University, over 1,000 videos on African history, heritage, spirituality, nation building, advanced African academics, the complete General Sarah Soon Seti website, developing the Black nation, one lesson at a time. Class is now in session. That's right. General Seti popping on Patreon, BPC making noise. We never calm. exclusive live stream, Too Hot to Handle on YouTube or any other tube. We got a lot of things coming up. I'm gonna do the Champollion and the false teachings of the metal netter. We're gonna have, a presentation, one presentation per week. You see, for the next 3 months, Patreon General SETI, and that'll be starting the week, actually this week coming up. You see, $15 tiering up, because we giving you heavy mental. You see, and you got to appreciate it. I can't give it to you for free. You got to appreciate it. And so it's mind-blowing information. Make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King SETI, General SETI, Sarasun SETI. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends, and comment. Just don't say nothing stupid, because I will ban your ass. You'll be up out of there. All right. Now, today we're going to be dealing with Seshat, the African goddess of sacred wisdom and writing. You see, in doing the research, I really didn't know how powerful she was until I read it. And she, her prowess is as on par with Tahuti. You see, on par with Tahuti. And so when I say, wow, it took me a minute to do the research, and I'm glad that I did, and it's gonna make me go deeper, because I'm always studying them gods of knowledge. You see, wisdom. Those, them is the ones that, that are profound, profound. It's a deep mystery behind, they energy. You see what I'm saying? And so, Imhotep, Tahuti, Seshat, Ma'at. You see, there's some mysteries, you see, behind there. It ain't just knowing for face value. You see, so you have to go digging. You have to dig when you're dealing with these particular deities, almost like the Enochs, the Melchizedeks. You see what I'm saying? Those type of individuals. You see? And so when we're dealing with Seshat, was the ancient, let me get that in there. That's right. I didn't put that in there. I got so much popping up. And make sure, we excited and delighted to be accepting memberships. Thank you, Ray. I don't know why I ain't got that in there. You see what I'm saying? We got the memberships for the family. Make sure you click the link, go on the home page. It's down in the video description too. You see, we got some dynamic packages for the family. And if you the third and fourth tier, if you the third and fourth tier in the membership, you get to see this Saturday's presentation for free. And I want you in the house, you feel me? And you're gonna get a lot more. That's why somebody that just buying it compared to somebody that's a member, because they're gonna get a lot more anyway. So you see, and so it's best to just go on and get the membership and join. If not, you can always just pay for it outright. It don't make no difference. You understand what I'm saying? As long as you get the knowledge, that's all that matter, right? You see, that's all that matter. And so let me get Seshat in here. She was the ancient Egyptian goddess of writing and wisdom and knowledge. You see, and she very similar to Ma'at. You see, very similar to Ma'at. She was seen as a scribe and record keeper. You see, her name means female scribe. She is accredited with inventing writing. And now that's very, that's what, and that's, and that need to be said. You see, because a lot of people don't talk about that in that way. You see, that she was also responsible for inventing writing. And that's why we have to say profound things to upset, the status quo of today. You see, that won't bring forth that information. You see, because most people know, when it comes to, teaching you your numbers and your letters and your alphabet and words, the majority of the time it is mama. You see, your daddy somewhere out in, working. He's supposed to be working. You see, he gonna do something, but mama gonna be primary. You see, primary. That's why they call it the mother tongue. You see, the mother tongue. You see, mother wit. You know, it's some history there that's telling you something. And so, she is accredited with inventing writing. And so that's very significant when we're talking about the Medunetta. You see, we very significant. She's also became identified as the goddess of sciences, accounting, architecture, astronomy, astrology, building, mathematics, and surveying. You're talking about masonry. You see, you're talking about astronomy, astrology, sciences, accounting. So, she's very prolific in all the high sciences. But like I said, Mayat then somewhat takes the, she takes the first spot. But when you get behind and you do the research on Seshat, you say, wow, you know what I'm saying? She got a very powerful resume. As the divine measurer and scribe, Seshat was believed to appear to assist the Pharaoh in both of these practices, okay? Seshat assisted the Pharaoh in the stretching of the cord ritual. Listen to me now. Now, this is another thing, because y'all know I study them temples heavily. You see what I'm saying? This ritual is related to laying out the foundations of temples and other important structures in order to determine and assure the sacred alignments and the precision of the dimensions. Now, I say, uh-oh, this is up my alley. This is right up my alley, because I'm about them temples and I'm about the measurements too. You see what I'm saying? And so, that is profound, that, that is her, her divine calling, that she's, she helps to lay out the foundations of the temples. You see, and that got to be done based on astronomy and astrology, because what is on earth is a reflection of what is in the heavens, on earth as it is in heaven. You see, on earth as it is in heaven. And so she was also the mistress of builders. So that means Imhotep had to pour out libations to Seshat. Imhotep had to and they say she go all the way back to the second dynasty. So she's an ancient goddess. You see? And I say I got to do a little more study. I got to see what nome she actually came from. Because if she go back that far, you see, I had to find out where she actually came from. To have that type of power. You know what I'm saying? She come up out of Nubia. Come up out of Nubia with that kind of power. You see? And so she's the mistress of builders and laid the plans for the construction and expansion of sacred sites, such as temples. Her skills were necessary for surveying the land, to reestablish boundary lines after the annual floods. The priestess who officiated at these functions in her name also oversaw the staff of others who performed similar duties and were trained in mathematics. Okay? And were trained in mathematics. And so we come down here. She was also responsible for recording the speeches the Pharaoh made during the crowning ceremony, okay, and improving the inventory of foreign captives and goods gained in military campaigns. During the New Kingdom, she was involved in the Sed festival held by the pharaohs, who could celebrate 30 years of reign, who could celebrate 30 years of reign, recording the regional years of the king and his jubilees on leaves of the Ishad or Persia tree. It was she who recorded by notching her palm the time allotted to the Pharaoh to stay on this earth. Now, I seen that. Matter of fact, let me see it, because I seen, and I didn't know that was Seshat. I seen Ramesses, and I seen that tree, and she was carving his cartouche in the leaf. I seen that. Let me see if it's over here. I probably ain't gonna find it. Matter of fact, that might be it right there. I said as soon as I said, but see, this one showed Tahuti. This one showed Tahuti. But I'm gonna put it in here. Let me put it over here. Let me drop this one over here. See, that's at Karnak. So you can see right there. You can see he's carving the name of Ramesses into one of the leaves on the Persia tree. You see, but in this particular one, it said that Seshat also performs that same ritual. Now, I'm gonna try my best to try to find that. You see, I got some, I got to do some digging. Y'all. But that's the ritual that that they talking about. And mistress of the house of books. See, mistress of the house of books. That's powerful. Is another title for Seshat, being the deity whose priests oversaw the library in which scrolls of the most important knowledge were assembled and spells were preserved. You see, one prince of the fourth dynasty, Wepim Nefret, is noted as the overseer of the royal scribes, priests of Seshat on a slab stela. Heliopolis was the location of her principal sanctuary. Okay, Heliopolis, the city of the sun. Okay, Seshat also appeared in funerary texts where, along with Nephthys, she restores the limbs of the deceased. Okay, Seshat was closely associated with Tahuti well, they say Jehudi. I don't use that. The reckoner of time, the god of writing, who was also venerated as a god of wisdom, with whom she shared some overlapping functions. Okay, and some people say that she was his, she was his sister. You see, and so that's very powerful because the brothers, and they would have to give libation, in which I read in one of the other where they would have to give libations to Seshat even before they begin to scribe. You see, they would have to give libations. And so, and this is very powerful because, when we start talking about writing, you see, yeah, 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 yeah. And so, Imhotep is another powerful god of wisdom and writing, along with Tahuti. You see, but Imhotep is the first man. You see, the first man that was deified, as a Christ figure. You see, he was the first man that deified as a Christ figure. He, and when you talking about Imhotep, a lot of people, try to say that the papyrus writing begin in the New Kingdom. But that's just not true. Because when you look at Imhotep sitting there with the who lived in the old kingdom, and you always see the god King Imhotep with the papyrus in his lap. You see, you always see him with the papyrus in his lap. Matter of fact, let me put him on you know, because these are the, I had to get Seshat, Imhotep, Tahuti, Ma'at, you see, the netters of divine wisdom. And so you see right there, and they'll tell you that the papyrus started in the New Kingdom, and here you see a scroll sitting right there in Imhotep's lap. You understand what I'm saying? Matter of fact, let me put one over here. You can see him every time. You can see him right there. Got the scroll right in his lap. 2700 BC. You understand? And so you talking about books. You see, you talking about books that go beyond the rule of ancient Egypt. You see, you got books that go beyond the rule of ancient Egypt. Clear into dynastic Nubia. Because what they try to say pre-dynastic Egypt, but really pre-dynastic Egypt is dynastic Nubia. You see? And it's a lot of things that, when dealing with the temples and the writing that they don't talk about. Because even when you look at, you see Imhotep, he got on the cap of Ptah. So he was the high priest of Ptah. Let me put Ptah in here. You see? Who Ptah, matter of fact, I already had him in there. Was the first, you can see he's black. You can see he's black. You see as many other deities. You see, and you see the cap of Ptah. And you see when Narmer came down, you see the Twa, the little short, what they like, they erroneously call pygmies, you see, were also with the cap of Ptah, because Ptah was a little Twa, which they don't, which they, they keep hid. You see, they keep hid from the little Twa Ptah. You see, and so we understand where Egypt came from. We understand where Egypt came from. And when you look at Seshat, she wears the leopard skin, which is very critical. That shows a royalty of divinity, because only the pharaohs, only the African chiefs and high ranking the sisters and the wives of the chiefs and kings could wear the leopard skin. You see, and that's very significant that it goes, that's African. Ain't no doubt about it. And so you see here where you see Imhotep with the sacred writing, but it says Seshat invented writing. You got certain stories where it says that Seshat is the one that invented writing. You see, and so it's a balance in understanding that. It's a balance in understanding that, and also when you look at the rod where she got the different let me get that back down in there. Let me get that out. Saying, she's counting, and that's like the spine. You see the spine, and she's counting, it's the spine of the universe, and she reminds me of the fates. You see, because when you talk about the fates in Greco-Roman mythology, where she decides for you, when your time, to pass on. And so the fates, one of the fates had the lifeline, and when it was your time, she cut your line. And so that's where you get the phrase, You need, what is the phrase? It's about the lifeline. You see what I'm saying? Being granted, a lifeline. You see, because when the fate go to cut it, it's over. And so she even allots for you the time that the time that you walk on the planet. You see, and so she's responsible for your walk. She already know what when and where you will leave the planet. You see, you know, you already they already know what time you leaving up off of here. And so you got to have great reverence for the Netaru. You understand what I'm saying? So when you get on that other side, you know all the things to say. You got to know all the things to say. You got to study the sacred scrolls. You got to study and see, because even in what they call the Book of Gates, even the Book of Gates, you see that each gate are goddesses there. Goddesses. You see, they don't tell you about that. You know what I'm saying? You got 12 when the sun and you going into a mentor. You're going into heaven. And each door you go to, you got to have the answer. There's going to be a question asked. Is a question asked? And it must be the proper answer. You see? And that's how it is. And so they study very relentlessly. You know what I'm saying? All things divine. They study very relentlessly all things divine so that they wouldn't have no shortcomings when that time comes to go on the other side. And so, in looking and showing how power, even when we went over in Proverbs earlier today, that when you're talking about wisdom and knowledge, a lot of that could have been Seshat because, Ma'at and Seshat share some of the same attributes. You see, that's why, in some renditions, Seshat is the consort of Tahuti, and other traditions, Ma'at is the consort. But like I said, when I seen that, that she even, helped lay out the temples, the science of the temples, I say, you see, that's something I didn't even hear that about Tahuti, even though I know that is attributes of Tahuti. I know that's also attributes of Tahuti. But, even when you looking back, and you see that Seshat has such a powerful presence in education. You know what I'm saying? Where you got the brothers who were the architects and so on and so forth. Is lacking in that same research in bringing forth sisters in that as far as being in mathematicians, and they can call on the Imhoteps, and it's a reason for that. You see, it's a reason for that. Where you cannot find, you find a queen here, you see, and they in all the spirituality and this, that, and the third, but where is, the commoners? You see, Imhotep was, he was a man. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't. He was a deity. He was deified, but he was a man. You see, and so he was one of those who stood out in history because he was a common man that achieved deityship. And so he was one of the first one that achieved that. And so we studying it, we don't find that, where, there's a balance in the research. We don't find no balance in the research. And so we going to be digging deeper and deeper to find out what the record shows. And so if Seshat had such a powerful presence in this architecture, in astronomy, astrology, and all the great science, then we should have evidence of sisters that made a presence in the academic field. And where we find that they are, they know a lot of the architects' names that, constructed temples and pyramids. They know that. And so, we got to do better in bringing forth and showing that, because the way this look, it looked like ain't nobody did, but men. You see, that's what it looked like. You see, you got a few kings, you got a few queens that stood out. You understand what I'm saying? But the rest is kings. You see, and men. Okay, lopsided. Okay, all right. This is the general. We got one more coming up. Another powerful presentation. Be in the house. This is general. Don't go nowhere. We're gonna click it, and we'll be right back. This is the general saying, "Hey, arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast. Daily liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power."